we need to make sure that what we're seeing with our eyes, what we're taking in through our eyes, is good for our souls. Is good for our souls. And if it's not, we need to really consider, whoa, that projector just blew up. Oh, that was great. Yeah, I've never seen one do that before. Have you ever seen that happen? No, that like shot fire out the end of it. That was cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that God is telling us we need to be really careful about what we're watching. I don't know, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, no joke. Yeah. Scott had an idea. Poof. Jeez. I love it. But like I said, this is one of the staples of the Nazarene Church, is we really do avoid. That was the idea behind the don't go to watch movies. Man, I tell you right now, do you think that's more applicable today or 1920? I mean, unless you're watching like the Avengers, and even that, I'm telling you, like just the stuff, the last Star Wars movie, the last Star Wars movies, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, but they're starting to add more of a romantic flair to it. And so anything and everything, it seems like anymore, has to be sensual. Absolutely. Horrified. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yep. 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 And the thing is, like, I know that this is getting even more deep here, but I'm a huge fan of, I love the Toy Story movies. I don't know if you guys ever got into like the Toy Story series, but watch Toy Story. They put adult jokes, adult innuendos in movies like that for a reason. Absolutely. Absolutely. VeggieTales doesn't do that. VeggieTales doesn't do that. So one of the things we really focus on is, listen, the stuff that you see through your eyes affects you. It can either affect you positively or negatively, and we need to be really careful with that. 29.2, one of the things that the Nazarene Church recommends avoiding is the lottery, gambling. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that we avoid lotteries and other forms of gambling, whether legal or illegal? What do you think that is? It can absolutely become an addiction. Sure. It's wasteful. I don't know about you guys, but like whenever I go to Casey's to get gas, it seems like every single time I get stuck behind the lady that's buying 42 lottery tickets. And I just stand there and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm going to be here for 25 minutes waiting for this lady to go through all of her lottery tickets.
She should be investing that money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's 100%, it's wasteful.
So I tell people, put a dollar aside somewhere every time you're going to buy a ticket, and then at the end of the year, it's like slipping.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it's one of those, and the other thing I think of is like this. Why do we play the lottery? For what reason? To win. For what reason? To win. You're trusting your finances to fate. Are we truly trusting that God knows what's best for us? I'm just going to tell you right now, there are some of you in this room, including myself, that it would be incredibly detrimental to my life, to my family's life if I won the lottery. Think about that. How good would it actually be for you if you won $10 million? It would be awful. I'm telling you now, I would go buy $10,000 worth of Code Red Mountain Dew. That's incredibly wasteful. What in the world? Guys, God knows us. He knows what we're capable of handling. He only gives us what we can handle. Some of us, most of us, we're not capable of being millionaires. Have you ever looked at the statistics of people who win the lottery and what it does to their lives? There was a TV show a few years ago. It's called The Curse of the Lottery. People who end up winning the lottery in not very long, 10 years, 15 years, actually most of them end up bankrupt because it's not good for you. Do you realize what the lottery was created for? George Washington created the lottery. Yeah, think about that. George Washington created the lottery, and he created it as a tax on the poor. True story. That's why the lottery was invented. It's a tax on the poor. It's not good for you. 29.3, membership in oath-bound secret orders or societies, including but not limited to those such as Freemasonry. Guys, those type of organizations, whether good or not bad, whatever, think like Freemasons, Shriners, those type of memberships. If you are a member of the Nazarene Church, we ask that you abstain from membership in those organizations. Where does our allegiance lie? Go ahead. Sure. Yep. Yep. Sure. Yep. Yeah. 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 Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yep. It's true. Yep, it's true. 29.4, all forms of dancing. Now, hang on. All forms of dancing that detract from spiritual growth and break down proper moral inhibitions and reserve. Okay, so no twerking. Dave, you got to change your afternoon plans. No more practicing your twerking. And the thing is, I don't know, but I just imagine, when our kids are in here for worship, they dance. They jump around. Guys, it's inside of us. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as King David danced. King David danced. If we had belly dancers, absolutely. Absolutely. It's talking about erotic dancing. Okay, erotic dancing. Only you and your husband can have those erotic dances. Not in public. But it's really talking about that. It's talking about what causes us to, and the other thing is if it's in a style or in a way that's causing someone else to stumble, someone else to have sexual thoughts, that's what we need to keep in mind as well. Oh boy. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. 29.5, the next one. Now, the next one, number 29.5. The use of intoxicating liquors as a beverage or trafficking therein, giving influence to or voting for the licensing of places for sale of the same, using illicit drugs or trafficking therein, use of tobacco in any form or trafficking therein. So what this one is talking about is if you actually want to have a good biblical discussion, is it wrong to drink alcohol biblically? No. When biblically does it say that it's wrong to drink alcohol? In excess. Right? In excess. Oh man, even the Apostle Paul told Timothy to drink wine because he had a stomach issue. He had a weak stomach. Now, there's a lot, we can get into some theological debate on that as well. I wish Sherry Slider were here. She could have this debate with us. But there is some, if you go back and you look 2,000 years ago, the water sources that they had were not very good. Imagine going to your creek every single day or the Wabash River every single day, and that's where you get your water from. Can you imagine drinking that? Okay, that's what we're talking about. So wine, in that case, would be much purer, a lot cleaner, and there are some medicinal things with wine and how it helps your stomach. I understand that. Okay, the Bible 100% preaches and teaches that you can drink alcohol as long as it's inside and it doesn't bring us to excess. Okay, so inside of that little parameter. Now, here's my question. When does it go from being I'm okay to excess? Where does that transition to? I would say that's for some people that before they even take a drink. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, is it like the law of the land where it says 0.08? You're good as long as you take a breath ELISA test up to 0.08. That's excess. Sure.
Some people even some people take a couple of sips and they're not at 0.08, but they're sure not acting on it. Where are you?
It is a huge gray area.
Go back to the sensitivity that we talked about earlier.
It is very addictive. And that's one of the things, that's one of the reasons we list the three. Alcohol, what's the other one? Like drugs, basically drugs, illicit use of drugs, and tobacco. All three of them are incredibly addictive. I'll be honest, I have an addictive personality. I don't know if you knew that or not. Whenever I find something I like, I'm all in. Come look at my sugar camp and I'll show you my addictive personality. That's my personality. I promise you this, if I ever found, oh man, Ashley and I have had this conversation so many times. If I found a cherry flavored drink combination, that I know they're out there. If I found a cherry flavored drink combination, I would be the biggest alcoholic, the fastest you've ever seen in your entire life. Because I can't just stop at one. That's my personality. I'm all in or nothing. I'm either all in or I'm nothing. That's my personality type. All these things are incredibly, incredibly addictive. And it's a finance thing. Think about your finances. How much money do people spend on these three? It's a lot. And the other thing is, like, alcohol, it starts to change you from the first sip. The first sip that you take, it begins to change you. One of the things is that people used to always say is, like, whenever you drink a beer, if you're not bold enough to do something, bold enough to say something, you need to take a sip of courage. You need another drink, another can of courage. It changes you. It makes you into someone who you're not. It changes who you are. Sure. Let's just be completely honest. Let's be completely blunt. And some of you, it may not affect whatsoever. But if you came to Overpass Pizza tonight and come in with your family and sit down and saw Pastor Rich with a big giant glass of beer, would you be going, whoa, what is that all about? Or how would you feel if you saw Ashley Spicer come walking out of the county market with a 24-pack of beer? Bye.